And FIFA's president says he's not responsible for everything that happened on his watch.
But Sepp Blatter says it's up to him to find a way to fix the organization. He is expected to secure a 5th term when members of the FIFA Congress vote in the coming day. And the corruption scandals tarnishing FIFA puts its major sponsors in a really tricky spot. McDonald's called the situation extremely concerning.
Adidas called on FIFA to raise its standards, and Visa said changes need to happen now, and that if they don't, it would reassess its sponsorship. Well, Bruce Turkel is a marketing and branding expert who's worked with brands like Nike, American Express, Bacardi and Citicorp. Joins us now from CNN Miami. And you know, this is right up your alley, Bruce. You know, you're talking about a difficult balance, I suppose. They don't want to be associated with a dirty product, but it's also the biggest marketing opportunity in the World Cup.
That's right. You said it exactly correct. It's a difficult balance. They have to appear concerned. They have to appear to be doing something, but at the same time, they don't want to lose the opportunity to be connected with the biggest sports in the world.
Yeah, and we know that sponsors are usually quick to react, you know, when there's a scandal that erupts, and the first thing that comes to mind is Tiger Woods, and he lost a lot of sponsorships after that sex scandal. If you can just talk to us about the mindset of the fans and how do they associate the sponsors or the actions of a person or the entity that it sponsors?
Well, it's interesting. The Tiger Woods situation is rather different. A number of the fans were Tiger Woods fans. What he did mattered to them, for good or bad, depending on how they saw it. In this case, you're talking about the administration that's corrupt. And let's be honest, the fans don't care about the administration. What the fans care about is that when they're in the stadium, their team is on the field, there's a great game, and their team wins. And that's not going to change. So I don't think you're going to see the fans abandoning the sport. I don't think that's going to change at all.
So what's your advice if you're advising these big sponsors? And I guess the difficult thing is, you know, Coke, who is a sponsor, they don't want to pull out on moral grounds because they don't want to give that opportunity to Pepsi. Visa doesn't want to give it to MasterCard. Adidas doesn't want to give it to Nike. So, you know, they can be as outraged as they like about the corruption within FIFA, but they don't want to give their opponents a leg up into this massive marketing world.
That's exactly correct. The way you said it is exactly how they look at it. They want to appear concerned. This has to look like it matters, but at the end of the day, they don't want to lose the opportunity, and they don't want to let their competition in. Look, Emirates has pulled out, and we can already assume that Qatar Airways will move right in. So the companies are really on a really narrow ledge here, having to balance between concern and yet being there when the fans are in the game. I think ultimately what they will do is nothing. They'll blather a little bit. They'll be like Captain Renault in Casablanca, who was shocked that gambling was going on, and then he took his bag of cash. Nothing's going to ultimately happen.
Well, and before we let you go, I want to ask you about Nike, because you have worked with Nike before, and Nike is not an official sponsor of FIFA, but the indictment doesn't name Nike, but it refers to a quote-unquote sportswear company that got a sponsorship deal with the Brazilian team in 1996, and in 1996 it was Nike that landed a deal to sponsor the team, and of course this deal allegedly involved bribes. What is your take from a marketing perspective about this implication?
Well, implications are just that. They're your inference of what happened. However, when there's nobody named, when there's nothing specifically said, companies are very smart to keep their powder dry. You never want to impose yourself on a bad situation. So my guess is, unless the words come out that actually identify the company, you'll hear nothing about it from them.
Yeah.
All right.
Bruce Turkel, marketing and branding expert. Thanks for that. I love the Casablanca analogy. That just rings so true.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
all right,
Bruce.
thanks.
And we've been asking you on social media, what would it take to clean up FIFA? And many of you want to see Sepp Blatter go, including this tweet. The head needs to go. No way there would be so much rot without Sepp in the knowing. No way.
Yeah, one viewer did disagree, though, saying, I don't know why some European countries are against Sepp Blatter. Really? The only way to clean up FIFA is for Blatter to be re-elected. That's a pretty solitary view from my
Right,
reading.
I think a lot of people would disagree with that.
Mm.
Alucci tweeted, the only way to clean up FIFA is to prosecute those indicted in corruption. Change of leadership will not do much.
And finally, John says, whatever is happening at FIFA headquarters is a reflection of almost every football federation in Africa, which is an interesting conversation there. You can join that conversation at CNN Today or tweet us as well. I like that one saying the only way to fix this is for Sepp Blatter to stay. I'm going to check that Twitter handle, at Sepp Blatter.
You can reply to that. Let him know what you think. Well, in a secretive place called Space City, China is quietly